What is going on, guys? Boy 68 Sexy here, and I just thought, since nobody else has done this, and I don't think anybody's done it for any of SCAW CPVs, I'm going to do a review of Dark December 2012. Yes, I'm doing a SCAW review. I might start doing these depending on how many views I get in the next few months from now until they get to their next CPV, and if I get a decent amount of views, I'll probably keep doing it. But we start off the show with the pre-show, of course. It was Dante taking on Ryu Hayabusa. I was surprised Dante kicked out of the Super Ninja Guidance. I thought that was going to be it, but nope, he kicked out. And Dante finished him off with, I believe it was the execution. Then I personally would have had Ryu Hayabusa win, especially since the loss he got to the Captain America. But that's just me. Then next match the next match would be the start of the show, where we had actually backstage with the segment with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the pre-show was pretty funny when Kent was backstage interviewing him. And Kent was going to go fight Arnold, and he got clotheslined twice and knocked out. But finally, we go to the first match. It was Batman and Robin in a non-title matchup against the Fearsome Four, but it was only the Joker, M. Bison, and Dr. Doom. No, it wasn't. No, it was the Joker, M. Bison, and Magneto, I'm pretty sure. Because Dr. Doom later that night was facing off against Optimus Prime. And the ending of the match, I like the ending of the match, to be honest. Batman going out the ring and hitting both. I can't remember exactly who it was. It was either the Joker and M. Bison, or the Joker or M. Bison and Magneto. I'm not sure. But I think it was the Joker and M. Bison, because Magneto, when he got back in the ring, he then pinned Magneto. And I believe M. Bison got up after the bell shot, but it was too late. Couldn't save the matchup. Then that would mean the dynamic duo won that match. Actually, something I forgot to mention about before the tag team match, there was a promo where the Prince of Persia would come out in the beginning of the show and talk about how he deserved the title shot. And not long after that, Homer Simpson would come out, and then he'd ask the Prince of Persia to fight, but of course the Prince of Persia would be backing off, being the heel of that situation. He backed off and went backstage and wasn't seen again until later in the night, but I'm not going to get into that yet. Then we would go on to the next matchup, which would be the 0-1 title matchup, of course. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the 0-1 division. But in the beginning, I just thought there was a little too much of like WWE in there, if you know what I mean. Because in the beginning of the match, it didn't even start off as a match. It started off as a dancing contest between Captain Luke Picard and White Ranger, and then it turned into a matchup, which it was a pretty decent matchup. It wasn't the best matchup, but it was decent. White Ranger finally winning the matchup with a Tiger Power Bomb off the top rope. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before. I remember he did it maybe like once or twice. I can't remember. I've seen other superstars and women wrestlers in SCAW do that, but I don't think I've ever seen the White Ranger actually do it. He probably has. I just don't remember. But moving on, the women's championship match between Amy Lee and Laura Croft. That match was a good matchup, but I think really think this would be a good time for SCAW to bring back Reign. See, this is, I'm just gonna say what I would have done. I understand this is Lone Stars League, but this is what I would have done. I would have had Amy beat Laura for the title, just to keep Laura out of the picture for a while, because I've seen a lot of Laura Croft lately in SCAW. So I would have had Amy Lee beat Laura Croft, and then have Reign come out and attack Amy, which would start a rivalry between those two again. Because if you remember, Amy Lee is one of the only, I think she is the only person ever to beat Reign in one-on-one competition and pin her. And the last time I actually saw Reign on a CPV was Spring Showdown 2012, when she was in that gauntlet, and after the matchup she just destroyed Amy Lee. Which, after that, Danica Patrick came out and pinned Amy Lee after that match. Then I think Danica would eventually lose to Laura, and so would everybody else until Avril came out. Would eventually... That's a different CPV, I'm not going to get into that. But still, that's what I would have done for that match. But Laura's still SCAW Women's Champion, but she needs more challenges. Like, if you're going to bring the Red Hood, maybe you should bring in his outlaws as well, like Starfire. Do something. Also, going back to the Batman and Robin match, when the lights were going out multiple times, I just have a feeling that's the Red Hood that's doing this. Because whenever the lights go out and they come back on, some heel is laid out. The ref was laid out before. I don't know if the ref was heel or not. Nobody likes the ref. Nobody likes the ref in SCAW. Let's be honest. But then later that night, the lights would go out again, but not going to go into that until we actually get to that matchup. On to our next matchup, we had Anakin and Santa Claus. This is one of the matches where I was like, ouch. Half the matchup. Not half the matchup, like 2/3 of the matchup. Basically because right off the bat, Santa Claus started attacking Anakin. Then Anakin threw him out the ring, chokeslamming the Sith through a table. I thought that was going to be it. I thought it was over that fast. I was going to say, well, I don't know where Santa is going to go from here. He just got owned by Anakin.